To know thyself, know thy pleasure, by Jaclyn Lanae. Often when people find out that I am a coach who supports others in connecting to their authenticity through pleasure, I'm met with blank stares and blushing cheeks. Many I assume, that I'm talking about erotic pleasure, sexual pleasure, romantic pleasure. And often I perceive a sense of relief flash through their eyes when I clarify that I'm actually talking about the pleasure of life, of being. Because, what terrors might be wrought from valuing our sexual pleasure. It's troubling, if you think about it for very long, that our collective reaction to the idea of prioritizing pleasure is shame. Even if it was sexual, nothing about delighting in our bodies should be shamed. Liberation is the world where our feelings about pleasure and sexual delight are chill, easy, anything but transgressive. But the point is, disconnecting and shaming us for our pleasure has been a fantastic tool in patriarchy's quest for dominion. If we are perpetually dissatisfied, we are far more likely to be sick and buy pharmaceuticals to assuage our symptoms. We are far more likely to see ourselves as insufficient and buy stuff to make ourselves better or just make ourselves feel better. Optimization can easily become just another form of body denial, of idealism. We are far more likely to tolerate predatory and unjust behavior from influencers, industrial medicine, from men, because we aren't convinced of our own worth. And perhaps most alarming of all, when we are utterly disconnected from our pleasure, we are disconnected from who we really are. We're moldable, we're manipulatable, we're controllable. We will more likely accept white and smooth in our cars, in our kitchens, in our workspaces, in our lives, because we've forgotten how much we love yellow and fuzzy, or red and spiky, or purple and bubbly. There's a scene in one of Julia Roberts' most famous movies, Runaway Bride, in which Ike, Richard Gere, asks Maggie, Julia Roberts, how she likes her eggs. And she, of course, doesn't actually know because she's always eaten her eggs the way whichever boyfriend she was with at the time ate his eggs. When money and power-grabbing entities disconnect us from our pleasure and, therefore, our identity, they also seed confusion in us. We are conditioned to ignore the physiological no and go along with whatever is being fed to us, sold to us, or pushed on us. We are conditioned to forget that aligned choices feel good. They feel right, no matter the outcome, because they were the right choices and lessons for us. That incredible sense of openness and buoyancy that floods over you when you make a decision and you just know it was the absolute best decision you could have made in support of who you really are and what you want to be, that's alignment. The feeling that your whole body is relaxing, that your heart is expanding, that's alignment. That experience of peace, the sense of space and care and empathy and generosity and compassion, probably because you trusted your decision and took care of yourself, that's alignment. It's also oxytocin. Long touted as the love hormone, oxytocin is actually so much more than the hormone that stimulates bonding and connection. It is that too, of course, but it's also the most restorative, regenerative, and immune-boosting hormone. It is linked to lower blood pressure and pain reduction. It's even been shown to affect positive changes in women's reproductive health and bodies. What's more, oxytocin also functions as a neurotransmitter and helps to regulate various other hormones in the body, meaning that it can help to create hormonal balance in our bodies naturally. One of those other hormones that it helps to regulate is cortisol. In fact, according to Dr. Anna Kabeka, in her blog, The Girlfriend Doctor, oxytocin and cortisol work like a lever. Increased oxytocin suppresses cortisol, and increased cortisol suppresses oxytocin. Which means, when you support your body in producing oxytocin, you support your body in experiencing more ease, more trust, less pain, and a million other wonderful benefits. And that supports you in reconnecting to your pleasure, sexually and otherwise, which in turn supports you in understanding and connecting with who you really are. That fundamental self-awareness and hopefully self-love can help guide your choices. It can help us quickly and easily discern, does this choice align with who I am and want to be? Profoundly knowing ourselves protects us from the aforementioned threats leveled at us by societal pressures, but it also empowers us to become the creators of our lives, the architects, the goddesses and gods. On a metaphorical level, liberation feels aligned, open, energetic, bright, joyful, exciting, certain, and easy. Faking or numbing out feels tense, uptight, shadowed. Obviously, then, understanding who we are is essential to our collective liberation from the capitalist machine. And in order to profoundly know who we are, we have to reconnect to our pleasure. We have to know without a doubt how we like our eggs, and then get them that way. Not incidentally, I will be offering a workshop on connecting to the embodiment and self-love and identity through pleasure in the Medusa Rising Discord server, should you be interested in honing in on your self-love with oxytocin boosting techniques and other tools. Register at medusarising.org. Jaclyn Lanae is an embodiment coach, author, and freelance writer who came to this work the long way, through experience, loss, and repair. She writes for people in moments of transition, helping them move forward without self-abandonment, in love, conflict, and change. Follow her at substack.com/Jaclyn Lanae.